Hello and welcome to a first look at Full Metal Furies. This is the latest game from Cellar Door Games, the makers behind Rogue Legacy. And this is a very different beast. A beat-em-up or cooperative beat-em-up with persistent elements and 4 very unique and interesting characters. The game is built around co-op play, and while it tries to be accommodating towards single player, this is unfortunately one of those games where you really need to have a group to get the full experience. So we're going to load things up. So the idea is, or the story, is that the world is in turmoil after creatures called Titans have waged war. And it's up to these 4 ladies to try and kill off the remaining Titans to give the planet a chance to recover. Each character has a unique skill tree, weapons, and abilities that they'll make use of. And if you're playing this in multiplayer, you can have all 4 or 2 or 3, whatever. But for single player, you can only pick 2. And that is a very big point about some of the frustration of this game when it comes to the single player side of things. So here are our characters. We can switch between them at any time. Each character has 4 moves. You have a basic attack, a special attack, a defensive ability, and then an ultra. And you can also combine characters like so. You unlock trophies over here by playing the campaign, which in turn unlocks new features. Leveling is done entirely by spending gold. And as a character levels up, the cost per gold goes up with it. When the character hits against certain tiers, they'll gain a level up, or they'll be able to unlock a special perk. Let's go for that. Oh, playing the cat. And then here's some gear that we began with. Let's go, let's see, do I have anything I can trade up right now? No, not yet. And these are remaining characters over here. Alright, so let's load up a level. And from this overworld, we'll go to different areas. And then there's also secrets and alternate levels to do as well. But let's do this. The levels themselves are hard-coded. There are no random elements to them along those lines. And the writing is pretty funny between the different characters. But it's going to be time to fight. Alright, here comes our first few enemies. Now, what's interesting about the combat system is that special abilities will override a cooldown of regular ones, and they'll also give priority. So a lot of the strategy of the game, or high-end play, is using your regular attack to combo into a higher-up one. But yeah, the game is not above throwing lots and lots of enemies at you. Here. And obviously by leveling up, you'll also be able to improve your core abilities, which will make it easier for you to hopefully deal with these threats. This also means is that you really can't take a character that you haven't used on the higher level missions, as they simply will not have the stats to survive. Now here is the painful part. These green or these colored shields mean that only the character of that specific color can hurt the enemy and break them. If that character is knocked out or not on the field, you cannot hurt these enemies. And this presents a very big problem when you're playing this single player, because obviously we can only have one character on the field at a time. So what happens when there's different enemy types? Well, you're kind of forced to switch between them. And one of your characters gets knocked out in the process, well, you can't attack those enemies. Now, we were playing this on a multiplayer side. We had an entire group of people. This wouldn't be a problem, obviously. But because of this kind of focus and design, it also renders the sniper almost useless for single player, because it's too much of a risk to take a very low DPS character out in a game with high damaging and high speed enemies, who you will have to sometimes kill only with her. So let's keep moving. And the gold costs are also split between your entire group. I'm sorry, your gold amounts. So it's not a case of me having 1,000 and then being able to use that for each character. Basically, if I spend 800 on my gold on one character, I'm not leveling up the other ones. So the earlier you find characters that you like, will ultimately be better. Let's see. And yet, due to your low movement speeds, you have to make use of your your defensive option in order to get away from certain attacks. There's just no way you're going to run away from them. Alright, we got equipment level up. That provides a profile-based boost to our entire party. So persistence is really strong in Full Metal Furies. Also, before anyone asks, multiplayer is invite only. There is no matchmaking or lobby system. That open, get more gold. Oh. And just to show it off, when a character runs out of health, you will have to revive them. But again, if that character is down and there are colored shielded enemies there, you will not be able to kill them until you get that character up. And that can be very frustrating. Now, you do get some iframes while you're doing a defensive move. Now, there's also hidden areas like this. Oh, jeez. But again, you're explicitly slow enough that makes it very hard to dodge normal attacks without your defensive ability. Come on, let me through. Alley-oop. Let me through. Uh-oh. If both your party members are knocked down, or if everyone is knocked down in single player, it is game over. You will have to restart from checkpoint. Alright, so it did preserve that blueprint that I unlocked the last time I played this level. But again, you can see that this is a game that it is clearly designed around multiplayer. But the concessions they offer you, it's just not enough for a single player game. Die. She's gonna be knocked out again. Oh wait, maybe not. And there are bosses and special events as well. Oh, come on. We should be coming to this stage's boss fight any second. There we go. Bosses are either of the one very strong enemy variety, or it'll be a group that you have to kill them all. Alright, BAM squad. There's one. Like that. Just trying to deal with these guys. And so just imagine trying to use a sniper in the situation when she's the only one on the field. Oh, come on. Okay, here we go again. You can eventually break the shields, but it's still a very annoying mechanic, especially again when you're doing this single player. It almost feels like the game was not really balanced around scale, or if it is just very low. This should be the last wave. And yes, you can break the shield, but the character has already been knocked out. It doesn't really matter. Alright. Come on. And there's definitely room for advanced combos with different characters. Alright, here's our reward. A new blueprint. Give me that money. There's more mastery. Now we come over here. We can attach some new stuff. Let's see. 5, 3, 2. Alright, let's go for that. This is her advanced shot. And again, you can only have one of each type equipped. So let's see. Let's go for her. Deep Strike is now a dive bomb. So we can take a look at this. Boom. So bullets are less, but are more powerful. Not bad. So again, there is variety in terms of how these things work. And hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, the fire alarm going once again. But, getting back to things, this is the problem with Fullmetal Furies when it comes to progression. While we get all these new abilities and gear, it's all tied to gold. So what that means is if you go down the wrong direction or you decide to change characters, you are essentially punished by having to spend more time in order to level that character up. I was thinking it would have been better to have maybe like a global level, and you can kind of like take points away from characters that you're not using when you see fit. And not only that, but it also will create that grind as we get further in. And it's a shame because a lot of this game is very interesting in terms of having puzzles and advanced challenges. Such as this one. This is a bonus mission. So we're going to have to see what we're going to be doing here. Alright, so we have a little bit of a light bullet hell scene here. So you can tell developers put a lot of work into this game. And again, if you have 2 or more friends able to play with you, this is going to be a lot of fun. But if you're not able to do that, the game just doesn't, I think, have enough meat in it for one person to play on their own. That doesn't hit me. Nope. I'm going to probably get killed here, we'll see. Oh. I'm betting there's one more. Oh no, we made it. Here's a puzzle. And the mission is complete. And there's little vignettes with the characters here. this gun's gonna be a lot harder to use. Get away. At least I can backtrack with it. Or move back when I'm shooting. There you go. And the gold will immediately come though, so we don't have to worry about picking it up. Guessing we're about to get ambushed again. Die. Okay, let's take him out. And we'll wrap things up in the next minute. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That should be the end. Oh. Probably a little bit more. We're going to break through this. And this will probably take us to the next level. There we go. But as I was saying, there's definitely a lot here in terms of additional options and special challenges and rewards. And here's where all of our stones are collected. And there's more in the first world as well. Let's see, can I afford anything else? Let's see. There we go. And we are not going to be leveling them up anytime soon. Or getting to level 10, I should say. You can play the drums. But we're going to wrap things up here. Again, Fullmetal Furies is a very interesting game in terms of its design, and the persistent elements do work. But again, so much of this game is hampered by the fact that it's really multiplayer or bust. Because you can't really get the full appreciation of all four characters and the different combinations and strategy that go involved playing when you're switching between a character. And not only that, but when you can only have one person on stage like this, it makes things even harder for you. Get away. Well, with that said, thank you so much for watching our play of Fullmetal Furies. We'll wrap things up here. As always, I would like to thank the developers for giving me a press key for the game. And if you'd like me to take a look at your game on the channel in the future, please don't hesitate to get in touch. But if you want to see more of it here, let me know. And check back for daily discussions on game design here, and on Game Wisdom, where we examine the art and science of games. We'll just do one ground pound. There we go. I had to do that. But thanks again for watching. I'll keep on playing, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check back around 10 Eastern for regular streaming. If you'd like to suggest games for me to cover or topics to talk about, let me know in the comments below. For a collection of my writings as well as weekly podcasts on design, check out game-wisdom.com. To support the Game Wisdom Patreon, you can find us on there on patreon.com/GWBycer. $1 will get you into our private Discord channel where we talk game topics and more. $5 will get you voting privileges for any major event, including the Saturday Night Grab Bag, Patreon-funded goals, and more. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoy more videos here on the Game Wisdom YouTube channel.